Hey guys, my name is Brendan. Now, I wanted to make a little video today showing you guys all about the kind of tools that I usually carry with me in my backpack on my wheelchair. Usually I got a few bags on the wheelchair. I've got these bags there while I have a backpack, and then a couple small bags that hang on the sides. The company is called 511. It's a great company. I'm not a paid sponsor, by the way. Just telling you how good they are. The bags that hang on the chair, very helpful. And then I carry a bunch of tools around, and I have to have these tools to be able to fix the wheelchair just in case something goes wrong. Now, it's very important to have these. I think everyone with a wheelchair should carry tools with them like this to be able to fix the wheelchair and work on it. When you try to get the wheelchair fixed, for instance, if I call because I say that I lost a screw or I need to tighten it or anything, even small, something got loose, something like that, small little thing, they'll tell me, oh, it'll take probably 2 weeks for us to come out and look at it. 2 to 3 weeks from the wheelchair company, right? Now they'll say, oh, it'll probably take another month after that to order a new screw and bring it in. So you're talking like a month and a half on the short side of how long it would take to get that fixed. So it's very important to be able to know how to fix this stuff yourself. The wheelchair companies would disagree, but that's because they want your money, probably. So now I'll show you guys the sort of tools I carry around every day that I think are pretty, easy to use, small, not that expensive stuff that you can buy so that you can try to fix your wheelchair or your house or whatever. Anyone should have these kind of tools. They're good for everything. But these ones are especially good for having with a wheelchair. I use a power wheelchair here. Can't use my arms very well. I drive with a straw. I'll put a link up here, over there, to a video how I use a straw to drive the wheelchair. And yeah, so I'll show you about the kind of tools I use. Since I can't use my hands, I need to get my helpers here to try to help me to tighten it up or use the tools or whatever. But yeah, I'll show you here. So let's start off here out of the bag of tools. First, I'll have my lovely assistant here give me what she's got in her hand right here. This, we'll put this over. These are tips here. You can see, we'll put it down right there. Thank you, lovely assistant. Stand it up though, so it's not falling over, so you can see it better. Oh, come on, close. Oh, it's rounded, isn't it? Okay, well, it's not gonna stand. That's fine. That's fine. No. Well, you're gonna stand on me, I guess. All right, that's fine. That's a good idea. Okay, now these are little hex tips. This is like an Allen wrench. They're called Allen wrenches or hex wrenches that you can usually get, which I might have another one over here. Do you see? You have one of those fold-out sets, the foldable ones. Yeah, right there. Yeah. So I'll put these down. So open them up, a couple of them, so it's just you can see it hanging out. So these are little hex wrenches or Allen wrenches. They make them in different sizes and shapes. They're for turning little hexagon screws. Now the tip of the head needs like a hexagon shaped screwdriver, which is basically what these is. That's why it's called hex for hexagon, or Allen keys or Allen wrenches. Now that's a set where they fold out, which is pretty good, and that's definitely helpful. Good to have, but they're not as strong as some of the other ones. Like if you have ones that are individual wrenches like that, or if you have ones that are like these, where these are just tips, and the tip goes into a socket wrench. Hold on one second. First, before we bring that over, could you go over, put that down for a sec? Can you go over to my tool bag over there for a sec? So you go around that. There's a tool bag over there, the big one, and there's a bunch of wrenches sticking out the side to your left there. Yeah, pick up one of those, right? So pick that up and then put it in front of me. I'll show this too. So here's an individual one of those Allen wrenches, right? So this is an individual version of that fold-out set there. That's pretty good. It's much more sturdy to be able to get a handle on things. It's longer so that you can get into a deeper area. That's helpful, sometimes get into a deeper area. Now, it also has two ones. There's one on the short tip and one on the long tip. Can you point this out here, lovely assistant? See, there's the two tips. There's on that one. There's one on the long one and one on the short side right there. Yep. So it's kind of like a pistol grip or whatever, a T-handle. So you can either screw it one way or the other way to get more leverage on it. So that's a little better than the fold-out one. However, you need to carry a whole lot of those instead of the fold-out one, which has a bunch of different ones. And it's useful, but what I found, I saw one of the repair guys using this socket wrench version. So you have a socket wrench, which I'll show over here. On this system, we got the socket wrench you're about to give me before. Hold this up for the camera here. Lovely. Got a socket wrench here. It's basically, it just spins at the tip. And there's a little switch on the back. See, there's a switch, and you flip that switch. No, not the black button. There's a little switch below that. See, so you flip that switch, and you flip it left or right, and that changes to forward or backwards. So this is very helpful for getting into tight spaces and all sorts of stuff. And it's easy because it spins and then it stops. It spins and stops. So you would get one of these little tips here, whichever size you need, and then you put it on the end of the wrench there, because that's called a socket wrench, and these are called sockets technically. And then you put that on there. You just have to push that black button on the back of the system. You push the black button there, and then it gets on, right? So then you get that. Now you hold that tip there, you turn it. So now when it's making that noise, it's just adjusting position. It's not actually turning it. So then you turn it the other way, and then that's actually turning it. So it clicks, you adjust position, and then the other way it doesn't make a noise, but you're actually turning the screw. Now, and then if you hit the switch on the back, it'll change it to forwards or backwards position. And then there's a little black button there to be able to take it off. Now let's put that down for a second. Now, no, keep that out for a minute. I'll show our lovely viewers here in the audience. There's an extension I have for those as well to make it longer if you have to. So I have a couple of different extensions that will fit that. Let's see here. Get a long one. No, not the other wrench there. Put that one down. The black part. Yeah, we don't need that. The other one. Yeah, we'll get that. So this is an extension in case you need to get into a harder to reach area. So we'll pop this onto the wrench there. It's just like a silver bar basically that goes on there to make it longer, just in case. So you hold the black button on the back to be able to put it on. Then you put it in case you have to get into a deeper area. You need it longer. Then you just force that on. You just push it on, pop it on. And there you go. Now hold that up. So there. So there's just in case you need to get it into a deeper area. Why don't you put that in the front of the wood there so viewers can see it there. There you go. Separate it from the other two though. So these are a couple different versions of wheelchair tools which we might need for the hexagon tools. Now I have these in metric. There's either metric or American, or well, not American, metric or what's it called? Imperial, I believe it's called imperial sizes. Imperial, I'm guessing it originated in Great Britain. Imperial is basically inches and pounds and miles and that kind of thing. Whereas metric is kilometers, meters, centimeters, and yeah. And so these are perfect. So that I use metric on these. I have found that that's the best option. The best way to evaluate that is there's usually one version of, I'll call it American, but it's imperial. There's usually one version of the American size, the imperial size, and there's one size of metric, which are basically very close to each other. And if you try them both in the hole and they both kind of fit, you want to use the one that's tighter and that's a snugger fit, because that's the actual size. Usually, like I say, the other one might work, but over time it'll gradually wear away the hole on there, and it'll get what's called stripped, where the hexagon turns into a circle. That's a problem. You don't want that. So we got these tools here, like I said, the socket wrench, extension, the little tip, the socket with the hexagon. Oh yeah, those are in millimeters, I think, the hexagon ones. And then the T-handle version and the sort of Swiss Army folding version. Now, let's take these away, lovely assistant. We'll go on to the next set of tools. So these will do pretty much everything on the wheelchair. Mostly everything on the wheelchair is adjusted with these hexagon shapes and tools. Now, let's see what else we have here. Why don't you give me that other one first? That one? Yeah, we'll show that first. Now, this is called, put this down here as well. Actually, fold that tip of it. So instead of having a switch, it just folds at the tip there. This is another one of these hexagon wrenches. This is, I believe, called a breaker bar. So this would be if you got something that's really rusty or something, and you have a hard time getting it off, then you can use this with one of those tips instead. Can I get one of those tips just to show this? Thank you, lovely assistant. Appreciate it. Any size, I don't care. You know, they say the bigger the better, but I'll take anyone right now. So now, we're going to put this on. You just force it on. You just pop it on. There you go. So you put the tip on there, and then you spin it around and twist it around. And instead of having a switch, you just flip the tip top of it. Why don't you show me how this works? Hold it up here. I can't use my hands. So you know that, lovely assistant. So you just flip that tip top over. There's no switch, but you just flip it. So if you want to tighten or loosen something, you spin it around. So pretend to hold that. So like hold it there and have that at a right angle. So bend it at a right angle. Now pretend you're turning it, right? Now pretend you're in a tight space, and so you have to stop turning it. Then you flip it over the way. No, you don't flip the tip. The tip stays. You flip the handle over, and then you spin it again. And then you flip the handle over, and then you spin it again. You flip the handle over, and you spin it again. So instead of that ratcheting function, it has this flip over function basically. But that's if something's really hard to get out. Alternatively, this is a little cheaper than a ratchet by like $5 or something. So if you really only want to use one, this is a little cheaper. But not as good as in a tight space, but good for getting a rusty one out. Now we'll get this one out of there. We'll take this tool out and we'll see what we got next. Now we're down to probably just a little bit of simpler tools. I'll take the red one there. So red, we're gonna put this down. It's red handled, like slip channel pliers, I guess you could say. So just a pair of pliers. You see them around the house all the time. Super easy, super simple. It's just used to grab things, you know. And it has that little slip channel in the middle there. There, right there. And then, not really, I tried. So you see that it slips through the channel. You gotta open it all the way and slide that through. And then slide it up and down. So that makes it either wider or thinner. So open it, no, close it. So now pinch it shut. See, that's really wide right there. No, come on now, work with me. I know you're here to torture me, you know, Miss Reaper, but yeah, we gotta work together on this one, all right? Now we do this. So that's all the way wide when you open it up. Then we'll open it very wide again. Now slide it tight together, all the way. Now pinch it shut. Now, that's pinned shut all the way. So depending on the size of something you gotta grab and turn, you can use that. That's super simple. It's useful for everything. You just gotta be careful with that you might rip the bolt and strip it, because that can happen with that one. Now, we'll take this off. We'll put it back over there. Alternatively, we've got this guy here, which is also very helpful. This is a similar tool. It's called vice grips. Which is basically the same thing, except this one you don't have to squeeze it tight with your hand when you grab the tip of the nut or the whatever, the bolt head or the nut or whatever. Then what you do is you pinch it shut like this. Lovely assisting, you pinch this shut, and you squeeze it and you let go, and then it locks shut basically. And what you have to do, you open it again for a sec. Now you screw that screw at the bottom of the tip there. So you screw that screw more tight basically, and that'll change how big of how far open the mouth will be. All right, we'll stop. Now pinch it shut again. So now if you turn it so you can see how wide it is open, no. So that'll change how tight and how wide it is open. So these are helpful when you only have one hand or you're in a limited space or something like that. Small space, tight space, stuff like that. So that's helpful, or something that's hard to grab onto. So that'll work well for that. Just another good tool to have around for the wheelchair, for anything around the house. All right, we'll take this out of here. Now it'll show me the, we've got an adjustable crescent wrench on there. Oh, wonderful, lovely, lovely assistant. You know what that is. Thank you. Now, we're gonna hold this here. You probably know everything, don't you? I mean, I don't know. How old are you?
For thousands of years.
How old are you? All right, I know.
Older than your civilization?
No, that's not what I want to hear. All right, now hold this up here in the air, stick it up. Not right in my face, please. You know, I know you're trying to kill me, but not yet, alright? Now, just hold the tip and hold it up, like, straight up, alright? So now this, don't block my face with the camera, though, okay? Down a little more. Come on, down. Down. I know it's hot, we're in hell here, okay? Now, this will adjust to the size or shape of the bolt head here. It's called an adjustable crescent wrench. It's adjustable because you can spin the barrel. Spin the barrel, there's a little thing called a barrel, which you can spin. I think it's called a barrel. Maybe I'll make that up. Then you spin that, and it'll make it wider to open it up. Once you actually put it on, maybe you can see it on the contrast on there better. And then you spin the barrel to make it wider or narrower. And so that's a good tool for that. This one, once you pinch it to the right shape and size, then it's locked in and it can't open or close anymore. This is the best tool to make sure that you don't strip a screw or nut or bolt. Nuts and bolts are what we're talking about really with this. This is for turning hexagon shaped screws and nuts, and it's for making sure that you don't strip it because it's flat. It's not it doesn't have like grips on there or ridges like the other ones do, and it can't move once it gets to the right shape and size. All right, now let's see what we have next over here in this our lovely little bag of tricks. Let me see. I know, it's dark in hell, I know. Now this, I'm not really sure what this is, to be honest. Let's turn over the other side. I think this is some sort of like set of tools that I got somewhere for free. Let me see what it says. Can I read that? Oh, it just says recycling instructions. Alright, we'll put this down. I think this might have come with the new wheelchair when I got the new wheelchair. But let me see what else we got. What's that other thing? No, the straw. Let me show that. So I use a sip and puff straw to drive the wheelchair here. I'll just put it down though. So I use a little straw to drive the wheelchair. And so I have a little replacement dental straw here. It's like the same thing a dentist uses to suck the water out of your mouth. I just got a replacement that I carry around, you know, just in case. Is there any other tools over there? I think there is. There's a folding knife over there with a wooden handle, is there not? That's right. Don't you try to trick me. I know that you're a trickster. You're like Loki and you know, I don't know, Thanos combined or some shit. Now, we're going to open this up. This is just a little razor knife, and you got to pull it open. You just, yep, and put it down. Just a little razor knife. It uses little razor blades that are replaceable to put in there. Just super sharp because you use razor blades. You know, pretty easy to not cut yourself with so long as you're, you know, like an adult and you're able to handle tools and stuff like that. Very helpful just in case you need to trim something, cut something, whatever, around. And let's see. Let's take a look back over there and see if there's any other tools missing that you thought there might not be before. So you're trying to trick me. Let's see what else we have here. Well, that's a shorter extender, and that's a tip for a drill, so I don't really need those. Alright, let's clear it off the deck here. We got one more tool, which I can see over there on the table. Can you grab me that red-handled multi-screwdriver? Alright, and last but not least, we have a Milwaukee brand, which is, I've always been told, is the best brand of tools out there. Thanks, Milwaukee. I'm sorry you're made in Taiwan now, though. But, you know, hey, they're still the best I hear. Taiwanese are pretty good. Now, this is just a regular screwdriver, but it's has different tips on it, so you can pick which tip you want. Now, let's level assistant, can you help me hold up the screwdriver? We'll show how you remove the tip on it. You pull the tip off. All right, put it down. Put down the tip. So you can pull down the tip. Now, all the tips, the other tips, are inside the shaft of the screwdriver here. So there's one coming out a little bit. Can you try to push that out and take it out? You have to use your thumb or your finger to push it out of the top, and it comes out the bottom. See what I mean? There we go. All right. So we get another tip to pull out the bottom of it when they're all in there. No. Just stick it in the top there. And it magnets into the top, right? And this is, you can put the other one back in the bottom. It's fine. You stuff the tip back in the bottom. Careful with that next to my eyeball. Like I said, I know you're here to kill me, but You know, I'm not dying yet, all right? Now, this is also a ratcheting screwdriver, so it does the same action as the socket wrench there, where you can twist it and then it'll come back. So lovely assistant, you grab this for a second, grab the shaft of the red handle for a second, grab the tip of the silver for a second with your other hand. Now spin it. Now hold it so that your viewing audience can see, hopefully. So now hold the tip with your other hand. Alright, sure, now spin it. So when it's clicking, it's not actually turning, it's just adjusting. And then you just turn the other way and it turns. So that's helpful as well. It's just a little extra thing. So this is the last tool that I've got in my bag right now. There's probably some others I could think of that, you know, would be useful to carry around. Probably that I do carry around. I can't even remember. I'm doing so much stuff all day, every day, that I'm not really sure. I'm losing stuff out the side of my head, left and right. Now, I think that it's a very valuable thing for anyone in my situation, or anyone using a wheelchair, anyone at all renting an apartment or owning a house, to be able to do this stuff, or owning a car, or renting a car as well. Maybe not renting a car, but to have a few tools around like this, to know how to turn a screwdriver and that kind of stuff. You're not going to get made fun of anymore if you learn how to turn a screwdriver. I do that all the time. And it's super helpful. It is very important just in life. Like I said, especially if you're in a wheelchair, can't move your arms and legs, you don't want to wait a month and a half to have somebody come tighten up a screw on your wheelchair tier, you know. It's very important. So I would highly recommend it. I'll throw links to some of these tools in the description, I guess. Like, subscribe, follow, hit that notification button, that subscribe button, and pound them, smash them, you know, touch them, I feel like that's a song. You know, touch me gently, something like that. Anyways, like I said, like, follow, subscribe, check it out, and come back and check out for some more. Instagram handle is @RealBShay, and YouTube channel BS Talks, BS Walks. Come check me out. I'll get some more good stuff for you guys here. If you use a wheelchair, I got some tips and tricks, and anyone else who wants to learn a little bit more about my life, what I'm doing, and everything someone in my situation has to do every day. Thanks, guys. Have a good day. Bye. I gotta get some lunch.